Hello everybody, how are you guys doing this evening? Happy Sunday. Deadshot, how you doing? My Mini Marvels, welcome in. Happy Sunday to you. I'm going to go ahead and jump on in and get started painting. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to work on some touch-ups with my dark neutral gray. There are a couple spots that I noticed I had missed, or maybe if I painted over, so we're going to correct that at this point. How's everybody's weekend been? I hope it's been great. My weekend has been really nice overall, honestly. I'm still trying to get my voice back here. It's been really weird. Whole voice thing's been really strange. Not long enough, yeah. Yeah, I get it. I understand. What's going on, Zen? How you doing? Feeling alright. So, this whole thing with my voice is this weird thing where it just hurts. Like, I feel fine. I have nothing else that's like wrong with me, but yeah, like my throat just hurts. And painting wife had a cold a couple weeks ago, and she was telling me she felt pretty similar, and she said she just woke up one morning and felt fine. So I have been trying to not talk all day. I've been trying to rest my voice, and I'm going to stream. I'm going to talk quietly and calmly, and we're going to do that kind of a stream tonight, and then hopefully my voice will be feeling better. Maybe I'll get to wake up with a great feeling voice tomorrow. Make sure I'm getting the Nuncio Voxes here. But yeah, it's pretty weird, but man, my whole voice is just wrecked yesterday. Yesterday, me and another local ran a Horus Heresy learning day. So we set up shop in a local store. We invited people to come and try to learn the game if they wanted to, or to just play some games for the day. And we ended up with quite a few people. So yeah, it was great. Met lots of people. I met probably a dozen people, and we had people coming in the store. It's pretty awesome. We had some people that a lot of 40k players who were looking into something new, which I think was awesome. And I think our demo game and playing games with him, I think, got people a lot of motivation to jump in, and I hope it did. The four people I spoke to that had never played before and tried the game and played a game, all four of them, as they were going, the last thing they told me was that they were going to go browse and see what kind of Heresy stuff was for sale in the shop. So I consider that a success for the store. Hopefully people bought a bunch of things, and yeah, hopefully it's good. Hopefully we just see some new people playing the game and everything. But yeah, so I literally talked for like 5+ hours straight. It was a lot. It's alright though. It was a fun time. What were you guys up to this weekend? Anybody do anything fun? Let's color out and we'll get our next one. Got some gray on his knee pad there. That's okay. Find a way to cover it up or make it look natural. So GW posted their Sunday preview, and it looks like Dark Eldar or Drukhari are going up for pre-order this coming weekend. And yeah, Codex, they have Battle Force, New Combat Patrol, some other stuff. So that was really quick. I think it was just over a week ago that everything leaked. The Combat Patrol is horrendous, yeah. Especially when the well, comparing it to the last one too, because the last one was one of the last that was like a good value. But the Coven stuff is like that's all the Coven units right there. That's all of them. So I don't know. I mean, I think it can be pretty cool if you buy the Battle Force, because the Battle Force is really good. It's got like a little bit of everything, which is really cool. But the Coven set is a good complement to that Battle Force, because it comes with everything that's not in the Battle Force box. So for that reason, I think it's really cool. But on its own, it's not great. It's a homunculus, 10 racks, and two Talos models, I think is all it is. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think one of the things that makes it even worse than what you would initially think too is that those rack minis are twice as expensive as the other two troop units in the army. So there's witches, warriors, and racks, and the racks are twice the like price in like real money. So then like that inflates that box's value. I think that's a little absurd. Intro Force wasn't limited? Yeah. Right, yeah, those are all sculpts that you'd already have. I mean, you've had 15 years at this point to collect those exact same sculpts, except for the Archon. Right, there's literally nothing else new in that set. What's going on, Avelios? Bit of silver out here, some steel. But yeah, it's honestly, I am surprised at how fast they released that after they announced it. Like, they're just really wanting to move on everything, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, it's pretty wild. Doing well. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Sometimes it hurts to talk, but I muscle through a little bit. Did the same with Death Guard months ago. Yeah, only new Sculpas. Yeah, the Lord of Poxes. Yeah. Yeah, they have dialed back the value. Yeah. I think what's wild is we're gonna have every codex out in 10th edition, and there's still what, like 8 months, 9 months left in the edition. I'm assuming it's going to be June when they release 10th or 11th edition, right? I feel like that's an okay assumption to make. It's just pretty crazy that all the codexes are out. So like the complaints of, my codex only got 3 months before the new edition, it seems like that's not going to be a thing. Last month, I wonder, I would say yes. I think the safe bet is just saying that it's just going to be campaign stuff. I wonder if there's a new faction coming out. I think a loyalist Primarch. Yeah, I've heard Guilliman's getting an update. I don't know if that's this edition or not. It'd be funny if it was this edition. But I've heard Guilliman's getting an update. But I wonder if they're putting out a new faction. Dark Mechanicum would be, yeah, that would be my guess. Yeah. But I also know, like, there are probably other things. Exodites, more Eldar nonsense. Yeah, Dark Mechanicum is probably the one that makes the most sense, though. Exodites, yeah. Misfit, what's going on? And Sith Ice, Ponator, welcome in, guys. Yeah, I mean, I think a new faction, and I think, here's what I can see. Here's what I can see happening. If you guys are ready for this. I can see the next big thing they announce for 40k. Right, which tomorrow I think it's gonna be Assault Terminators are gonna get announced for 40k. I think it's Assault Terminator. If it's Heresy, it's gonna blow my mind. But I think it's Assault Terminators. But I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna have a campaign, and the campaign is going to lead to a new faction coming out. Like, it's going to have a Primarch, and you're going to have other things, but I think the new faction will be the big selling point. I can see Dark Mechanicum, and I can also see Games Workshop announcing this faction after they announce 11th edition, and then expressly promoting the codex for this new faction to be compatible with 11th edition. Even though the rumor is that all codexes will be compatible with 11th, and some of the newer codexes are being made with 11th in mind. But that's what I could see. So Dark Mechanicum, and they have rules, and some of the rules are a little weird, but they're 11th edition rules. Jagged Icon would be cool. He's gonna be the last one to get a Primarch. Let's be real. Gilman's gonna have four sculpts before Jagged Icon gets an actual mini. We got to be honest with ourselves. At some point, he was forgotten about. He didn't actually get a mini in 30k until the second edition 30k. I was like 10 years into the game. Yeah, I think Russ is next. Yeah. Like I said, they could do some cool stuff with Lehman Russ that would make him interesting. I don't know. I don't know if GW would be brave enough to do that, but we'll see. Excites to drawback guarantee. Next edition Harlequins and Corsairs will be agents of the Imperium style. Yeah, yep. I could also see that, Velios. Celt 76, welcome in. I am doing well. How are you? Coolest would be Vulcan. Yeah, Vulcan or Corax. Corax in his like present 40k form would be amazing. Give me sad and vengeful half-bird demon Primarch. I'm good with that. Russ needs to be next. I have stated several times this operation. I've stated several times what I would think would make Russ cool whenever he came back as a Primarch in 40k. The thing that would make him cool is if he comes back and he is crazy, like, twisted mutant demon. Okay, still Russ, but he's just been in the warp so long that he is like severely twisted and horrific to look at. Like, I don't know, giant werewolf, you make it whatever you want. And the Imperium completely rejects him, like horrified. And the Inquisition was looking for a reason to mark the Space Wolves, excommunicatus or whatever, and they just do that to the Space Wolves. So then Space Wolves become kind of like a Ronin Space Marine chapter, where they still work for the Imperium, but the Imperium doesn't like accept them, kind of thing. That would be cool, because that to me would actually be Space Wolves taking like even the smallest L when Space Wolves aren't allowed to lose in GW lore. So I think that would make them very cool. Maybe have like a schism within the Space Wolf chapter. So you got like great companies that stay, quote unquote loyal, and other ones that follow Russ and all that. Yeah, that's my ideal Lehman Russ. Sweet. I'm glad we can agree on that. That sounds cool to me. Finish your first Spearhead. Death Rattle Tomb Host. Nice. I am a big fantasy undead enjoyer myself. I have Old World Vampire Count's Army, but it's almost exclusively Age of Sigmar minis. So chasing Lorgar, right? Yeah, I think Corax is chasing Lorgar. He's like haunting Lorgar. That's what he's doing. He's not doing anything particularly useful, just scaring Lorgar. I'm gonna kind of finish up these minis this evening, guys. I think I'm gonna start assembling something that's cool with you guys. I finally have the information I need. So I can start on my next phase of miniature assembly here. But this week on stream, I'm going to be painting some Votann, if that's cool with you guys. Paint some of these newer Votann characters. I think should be fun. Something a little different. He's probably tired of watching me paint red stuff, so get that going. Like the whole teal as a color splash for Necrons. Yeah, that is a good looking color scheme. I love Warhammer Fantasy. Fantasy had plenty of issues, and Fantasy did have among the worst of the fan base, in my opinion. And the game didn't sell. I get it, GW, I get it, but yeah, I'm happy there's the Old World, and I'm happy the Old World is doing really well. Never tired of the red stuff. Alright. Drago bumped into the rest in the warp. have forgave each other, and Drago and Russ are going to be blasted out of the warp. The entire army of missing bodies of Grey Knights that went missing. Yeah, okay. Alright, Kel. I swear, if Caldor Drago shows up again, I'm going to be so mad. Yeah, Fourth War for Armageddon's a good time for Russ to come back, right? And you know what he has to do when he comes back, right? The one thing he needs to do as soon as he comes back, he's got to kill Angron. That's what he's going to do. Angron's going to be the new Primarch Beatstick. That's why they made him come back after like 8 weeks and all that. The dumb poem. So he can be a beatstick for other Primarchs. Bring back Old World Warhammer Fantasy is a big middle finger to all the hobbyists that rebase their interest around ones. I mean, I don't know about that. Like, if you like the game, stay with it. If you don't. Yeah, I would hardly say that GW did this as like a haha. Now that you've rebased all your minis, we're gonna release this. I think it was more the Specialist Studio convinced management that they could play on nostalgia and get a quick dollar out of it, and that quick dollar turned into a lot of money, which is now, I think GW is going to be investing more because it's making more money. I think that's the whole deal. You guys should have been fantasy players that never rebased your armies like me. Drago riding demonic werewolf Russ. I'd rather not see Drago riding Russ. That is a type of art that I am not into. Still with this color here. Still play fantasy, nice. Yeah, I mean, I know people that never stopped, right? Full company of Grey Knights turns take down Angron on the First War Armageddon, like 95% cashed. Yeah. Well, and you also remember when Lionel Johnson came and just smacked Angron around a bunch when he was introduced back into 40k. Angron's become the new avatar of Khaine, because Angron can't ever actually die. He did have 8 Bloodthirsters as a bodyguard. I remember that. That was a formation in Apocalypse back in 4th edition. They had rules for Angron. He was just a Bloodthirster, but you took him and 8 other Bloodthirsters. You'd run that in Apocalypse. Nostalgia. Those peeps dusting off miniatures 40 years ago. Yep. Yeah, Count. I sold off my biggest armies, my biggest fantasy armies. But otherwise, I still have my old Dark Elves and Empire and Wood Elves. So I have plenty of minis laying around. How many points would that be? 888. No, I don't know. I'd have to look in the Apocalypse book. Okay. We're going to get... Speaking of Angron, we're going to be using Angron Red here in a minute, but we're going to use this first. Yeah, Angron's story is a good tragedy. Yeah. Old War Chaos Warriors, nice. Those are super cool. Yeah, I have about 3,000 points of Vampire counts. I haven't added to them in a while. I've been really, really heavy into Heresy with my own minis, so I haven't done much with with my vampire counts. Scopes on these guns. Okay, and we will get the Nuncio Voxes here in a moment. 9,000 points of Empire. Nice. That's cool. Are they Middenheim themed, Ravensbeard? I could see yours being Middenheim themed. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a big Chaos Army too. Are they painted? They painted Sith Ice? That's the real question. Yeah, okay, good. All right. Simple scheme. What kind of scheme or god? I was always a Tzeentch fan for Chaos. I guess it was inevitable that I got Thousand Suns. Battle Race and Dry Brush, okay. All painted Osland, okay. Osland is that like white, black, and red? Is that Osland? I don't know my Empire states or counties quite as well. There's Talabayam, which is the white and red. Stirland is the green and red. It's black and white. Okay. This Chaos God isn't canon. Yeah, Malal. Because GW couldn't copyright him. What's up, Blue? How you doing? We'll come back. We'll do a second coat on these guys. On this Nuncio Vox is here. You living? Yeah. How's your voice today? Hopefully you got some rest this weekend. Tomorrow, get your package with the Combat Patrol box. Furios and 2 Dreads. Alright, nice. Very nice. Speaking of Combat Patrols, I'm surprised that the Krieg and Harlequin's Combat Patrol came out, but not the Space Marine ones yet. With the new characters, the White Scars and the Iron Hands one. I would have guessed that. But I am also keeping a tally of things that are announced and things that haven't been released yet. Okay, well that dries. We have one more color we're gonna do. Some rest, some work drama. Yeah, that's too bad. Get a somewhat ratty brush here. Stay back on the warpath. Nice. Alright. That tracking. No time to watch Big Trouble in Little China. All that tracking. What? Oh, tracking the writing down a thing after reading a Sunday. I mean, I do have time to watch Big Trouble in Little China. I just haven't. We did watch the new Jurassic World movie this weekend. Family did. My son loves Jurassic Park movies, so he wanted to go see it in theaters, and we kind of missed it, so we watched it over the weekend. It was okay. Had like cool dinosaurs and stuff, but these poor Jurassic World movies, the plot has never made any sense, and this one suffered from that same thing. They announced Harlequins and Krieg, but not put them on. Harlequins and Krieg are on the Sunday preview today, right? Weren't they in there? So they'll be on preview. Oh, they'll be on pre-order this coming Saturday. Am I crazy? I thought those are on there. The original had a good plot. Yeah, the first Jurassic Park is incredible. It's a masterpiece. You liked it even more the second time. Yeah, we're gonna be watching Superman sometime soon. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's just the Deathcore one. The Deathcore Combat Patrol is going on pre-order this Saturday. Not the Harlequin one yet, just the Deathcore one. So if you're a fan of Deathcore and you want some Cav and a bunch of basic stuff, Drukhari Codex in 3 weeks. Yeah, the end campaign is coming. Big old disappointment of a Drukhari Codex. Alright. Back in with our new red here. You know, I'm looking forward to the Forges of Saturn journal that's coming out in 2 weeks. I have mine ordered, so I'm excited to see it. Zen, I think whenever you do want to start playing some third edition, we're able to meet for it and everything. The missions in these journals are better than the core book. Not you, but you. The in the new book coming out, the missions they're all attacker defender. And so there's mechanics for attacker and defender. Like you can purchase like defensive weapons and everything, like minefields and all kinds of random stuff like that. But the way the missions are set out, they seem a lot more fun. 6 bets for Christmas Battle Forces. Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, Tyranids, Tau, Votan, and I don't know, maybe another Imperial one. I don't think Guard will get one. I think maybe Admech or Sisters of Battle, probably. Yeah, Zen, the scenario in the new book, well, there's 4 missions. One is like a quote unquote historical scenario, and it's very specific to like Saturnine stuff. So there's actually like a whole deployment zone just for Saturnine armor and everything. But the other 3 are called onslaught missions. They're attack and defend, and how they all work similarly. And what it is, you basically divide the board up into like 16 or something like sections. It's kind of weird. You measure out like these, it's like 12-inch by 12-inch sections or something. And find this here. 1 second. And you place the objectives. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 16 sections. You place objectives in a way that's like, they're like closer to the attacker, and they're all kind of different, but they're closer to the attacker. The defender can't score on those objectives, but the attacker can score on one of them. What happens is the attacker scores on one of them, and then every one that they touch that they're on, they pick one that they score on. All the other ones, they move back toward the defender after the attacker scores. So you have to keep going forward. As they move back toward the defender, they go up in value. So they start as like worth 1 victory point, then 2 victory points, then 3 as they move back like against the defender's deployment zone. However, so they can only score 1. However, the defender scores points for every objective at the end of their own turn, for every objective that the attacker is not on or not controlling. So the attacker has to sit on them and push him back, but only scores on one at a time. While the defender is scoring for killing stuff, but killing stuff in like a really strategic way. And they also give defender an advantage where all of their units line special rule that would normally allow them to score more points for sitting on an objective. It gets flipped into Vanguard, so they get points for killing stuff on an objective. And yeah, there's one where the attacker is trying to push forward, and the defender, all the reserves can come in on the sides of the board, so they can just straight up like outflank, and they're like encircling the attacker, like on Istvan, like that kind of thing. Yeah. Deadshot, you're more hobbying than playing right now? Yeah, I get it. That's me. That's me all the time. We're gonna do something here in a second, guys, though. These dudes are done. We got Nuncio Vox troops. They're painted up. What I need to do tomorrow morning, I'm going to varnish these. And then I'm going to pop them off the base. I have some painted bases already. They're going to get glued to. We're going to do some brush on varnish on the non-metallic areas with some matte varnish, just to change up the color, like the skull and the white casing, the white on them, and the grays and stuff. And then I'm going to put some weathering powder, and boom, they're done. That's 5 more Marines. So we're going to set those to the side. Craft World's Battle Force box. That would be amazing. Sith Eyes, I don't see it happening, but that would be amazing. I would love to get a box like that. Just a bunch of Craft Worlders. In other news, guys, I did assemble a couple more Sergeant minis. So this is one of my next attack Marine Sergeants. I wish I had a spare bolter. I might just print a bolter and stick it on his side or something. But he's got a bolt pistol and he's pointing menacingly. And another dude, he's holding his bolter, which is really cool. And he's gesturing to one end, trying to tell people to go there. This mini, what's up, Dundersnuff? This mini, this is my 3rd Thousand Sun mini with no helmet. I have maybe Sergeant Knifehand, yeah. Sergeant Knifehand and Sergeant Finger. I have 150 to 200 Thousand Suns minis. This is my 3rd one with no helmet. This head came from the Forge World Librarian, the Thousand Suns Librarian mini, the 30k one. He came with 2 heads. He had a helmet and a helmetless, and so I put the helmetless on this guy. He just looks mean. So, yeah, it's a perfect head. I know, I love it. It's very Thousand. He's so serious. This dude is all business. Yeah. So I have those, and then my Centurion. I have a second one of these Mark II Centurions, and I gave him 2 lightning claws, because that seemed different and cool. So he's got double lightning claws. This is obviously a temporary base. This is what I was telling you guys about that Pro Curl glue, taking chunks out of the bases. That's one of them. Was chunking that base right there. Sith Eye, so Thousand Suns, at the time of the heresy, so even before they found Magnus, before they were reunited with Magnus, they would use their powers and they would start. It wasn't like a slow mutation. It was like someone would push too far, or an entity in the warp would find them, or something. They didn't quite know what caused it, but basically, as you used your powers, eventually what would happen was you would just suddenly burst into a giant, what they didn't know of as a chaos spawn. So it was just like a sudden violent thing that would happen, and like they'd have to like put down basically. Magnus quote unquote cured it, but it was a temporary fix that he didn't tell anybody. And then it started showing signs right before the heresy at that point. And so they had that happen throughout the heresy. And then Ahriman cast the rubric because his legion was dying. But almost average. Oh no. Yeah, the lightning claws. Yeah, I like these. This actually came from I picked up this set. Someone local was selling this, so I had to grab this. The melee weapon upgrade set. This set is so cool, guys. You guys want to see this sprue? Let me show you. It's 2 identical sprues. Here you go. Here's the two sprues of this. So you got someone drawing a sword. There's tons of pistols. These are Volkite Serpentas. Power mauls, lightning claws, left or right and left-handed power fist that you put the power claws on. Thunder hammer, someone's wielding with 2 hands. A sheathed power or chain sword. The bolter slung on the shoulder, power sword. You got melt-a-bombs in hand, flame pistol, tons of arms. Look at these power axes. And if you need some power axes, if you want some good power axes for your terror squads, I'll give you a couple of these. Look at those sweet power axes. Power lance here, good chain swords. This is a Charnable blade is what that's called. Charnable saber. It's like a dueling saber. Oh, little auspex. Here's how he's holding it right there. So, really cool. And just 2 sprues of this. Yeah, the sheathed chainsword is great looking. Yeah, this is an incredible set. These are the kind of sets that make me love. Like, yeah, these are still for sale. Yeah, Misfit, you can buy these. Yeah, these are the kind of things I love about Heresy, are these big upgrade things. But like, you combine this with the normal. Where is it? Give me just this. This is the normal Sergeant sprue you get. So you get this with like every tactical squad you buy. So everybody ends with like 20 of these. You have sheathed pistols, you have auspex scanners, you got like a power sword, and I think, is that the same power sword? It's similar, very similar power sword. You got a power fist in here that you can make into a lightning claw. You got a plasma pistol. You got all this stuff, but like, you do this, you have these things. You have the command squad box has a ton of stuff just like this. And then you also have like the rapier kit that has a ton of stuff like this, like sheathed bolters and everything. It's crazy how many like parts you get, like bits, to just make super cool looking minis. Yo, good morning. Happy Monday to you, man. Hope you got a good week ahead of you. Finish revising your heresy list for the 3rd time. Settling in on it now. Nice. I change mine up every time. I don't have a single list. But let me move some things out of the way here. I have a box. Stuff. Okay, that's what I want. As I drop my instruction page. Okay. Alright. These things. Alright, Saturday is maintenance weekend, so we busy. Oh, no, that's too bad. Set up a 40k Pride Nexus campaign. Have no idea what I'm doing. Oh no. I wish I could help you. I don't have any idea either. Okay. Do all of these make the same dude? So these are 2 sprues. Make two minis, right? I think that's how this goes. Yes, these are Saturnine. 245. It is really early, isn't it, where you are, Kelt? Yeah. These aren't identical sprues, but they are mirrored. This half and okay, these are the same half. These are the same half. Okay, so if you look, there's a big seam. I'm sorry, guys. It's all like here. I'm out a bunch. Okay, two average sprues split this way. This sprue right here, if you put it right down the middle here, it's the same sprue. This half and this half are the same sprue. Night Trap, my Saturnine are going to be more Thousand Suns. And I actually have some 3D printed chess pieces. I have cool little cowl pieces and special helmets for these guys. These are Saturnine Terminators. I'm gonna get some pieces out and we're gonna start assembling these. So, yeah, I was waiting for the book for the Forges of Saturn journal to come out, and it did, and I'm happy, and so I will be. I'll be using off. So the chest piece on these that I'm using, these are Thousand Suns chess pieces. So let's see. That one, if you look close, it's got a scarab. Let's see. This one has the sunburst pattern. So I think there are 5 or 6 different ones. I printed 8 of these, even though I have 6 Terminators. I don't know if this will go on the Praetor Mini, but that's what I did. And then in these heads, I'm not sure how these fit yet. I'm gonna have to look closer. Let's see. These things go in here somehow. I don't know how these things go in here. Stick right back there? It looks like they do. Oh yeah, okay. Hold on, we can do this. Yeah, so they go up like that over the head. So all of my Saturnine have some cool things. I also have unique shoulder pauldrons for them. Ugh, there we go. All right, yeah, we'll clean these up before we get to them, but we're gonna get to the other pieces first. Yeah, and we'll figure this out because there's a lot to these instructions, and kind of see how it goes. Let's start with pieces 19 and 20. They go in very carefully. Okay, that's fair. Let's break these up. We'll get it back to there in a little bit. 19, 20. And 20. Where's 19? There's 19. Kel, are you asking me if I'm in the southern hemisphere? I'm in the northern hemisphere. It's 9:49 p.m. where I am right now. I live in the Midwest United States, in Ohio specifically. But yeah, just doing a Sunday night stream. I'll be streaming tomorrow morning too. Paint some terrain today, sister statue. Yeah, that's cool. I have that sister statue. Almost 4 a.m. Man, I sound Brazilian, do I? Also, right now my throat is kind of hurting. It's kind of a weird thing, but makes it a little difficult to talk. So I'm trying to speak softly. Sand and bone spearhead set, nice. So Night Trap, those aren't Aquillas on the chest of the Saturnine minis. Those symbols are the what do they call, like the Phoebian League or whatever? The people that from the moon of Jupiter or whatever that made, or the moon of Saturn or whatever that made the armor. It's like their mark, basically. That's what that symbol is. That isn't an Imperial Aquila, because that wouldn't make sense for anybody except Emperor's Children at most points. Is that an ant? What's the little ant doing? Get out of here, ant. I haven't had ants in a while. Get sick at the same time, not to spread rumors or anything. Yeah. That's how it is. I'm so sorry, Eoraptor. Is that one good for you? I don't know, like, how many... I feel like everything in that you want a ton of multiples of except the command squad. I feel like there's a limit to the command squads that you'd want. If you're playing 30k militia, that's a great set too, though. A lot with that set. You just need that box. That's fair. Okay. I get it. Alright. We did that. Next, let's do 13 and 12.
Look at me!
Oh, where am I looking? Where am I looking at? In whips. Okay. Let's look in whips. We'll do that before we get this. Guys, let's go check out Dundersnuff's mini. In the work in progress. Oh, it's little Nurglings. Wait, are they Nurglings driving a little Krieg bomb? Please tell me that's what that is. You have the most ridiculous minis. Yeah, go-kart buggy. That's amazing. That's so cool. Omega Des, welcome in. You put it together and painted it? Oh, cool. Well, that's hilarious. Like Nurgle and Orc players, you know? It has been a long time, hasn't it, Omega Days? How you been? Hope you're doing well. Mech Tech, welcome in. Welcome, guys. Stuff for my Blood Raven's horse right now? I damn it, yeah. I understand. I want all the things too. Need to open a GoFundMe for a Fellblade. But then that only gives me like 2 weeks to paint what I have before I have that thing staring me down, and that's it's pretty intimidating. Death Rattle Tomb Host could pick up the army set. Yep. Yeah, I actually had, there were 2 years in a row that like the Death Rattle stuff got a Christmas box, like a holiday box, and I found one at my local store for 40% off. So I grabbed that because that's a steal. It was like $120 for that set. It had like 65, 66 miniatures in it. It was crazy. I grabbed that, and then I made a trade for another set, the other holiday set, for some old Middle Earth minis. And that was basically the start of my vampire counts. And then someone helped me find some old Battle Forces. It was Aslan Grants, I think, helped me find Battle Force. It was at his local store that had a bunch of Strigoi vampire stuff and like crypt ghouls and everything. So I got those, and yeah, I got all this stuff at like crazy discounts. All these minis. I don't think I paid full price. I like bought an actual just retail box of any of those minis. Yeah, I got like 3,000 points worth of stuff. Okay, we got these legs, 2 separate legs. Let's get the next part. 21, 22, 23. Painted kill teams. Cool. What kill team you working on? There's 21. 2. There's 23. These minis have a lot of pieces. These are the legs, and they're all posable. So I don't know how they're going to be posed. They can be. Corsair Void Scarred. Cool. Mine cheap. First AOS army. Love the skeletons one, the fancy codex. Nice. I really like the new Graveguard and the Black Knight minis, and the new characters like the vampire on horse and the skeleton on horse. I think both those look incredible, and hopefully at some point I will pick those up for my vampire accounts, because those are all units I need. I don't own any Graveguard. I don't own any Black Knights, so I have a feeling they made a big push for the AOS undead stuff like this year, because I think they want to bring out vampire counts for the old world, but since they can't mix miniature lines, I think they'll release the old minis for vampire counts. The older rank up skeleton sculpts and the older Graveguard, the older Black Knights, those kind of things. I think that's what they'll do. Okay. We have this. Oh, it goes in like that. Okay. Army of Darkness game being released 30th this month. Wait, excuse me? Army of Darkness game? What do you mean an Army of Darkness game? Like a PC game? Or a miniature game? I need to know this. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I didn't know there was a game. Yeah, Furin, I would say vampire counts are a given, especially with how successful the old world has been. I think it's just a matter of time before they get a lot of these factions back in. Yeah, the no mini can be used in more than one game. Yeah, that's a dumb rule. Yep. Vulcus terrain. Made my foe strike team. Finished bar. Got dang. Omega Des has been productive. Good for you. Got that. Let's go with those legs. 14, 15, and 16. There's 16, 15. Has one bit. Yeah, link it, please. I will. I might look at it a little later. It sounds really cool. Productive than me, maybe. Yeah. I am quite productive with painting miniatures. You have dwarves. Dwarves are really cool. Oh, what I hope they add. Yeah, I think they'll add vampire counts. I think that's a given. I would love to see some nice new old world vampire count sculpts. Yeah, the thing, Furion, the thing about vampire counts now is that they're a legacy faction. And all that means is that you're not getting dedicated minis being sold. That's all it means. Honestly, at first I was really disappointed in vampire counts being a legacy faction. You know, like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. But what it does mean is I bought a core rulebook for the game. That is all I've had to buy for the old world. Now that sucks because it makes their sales look worse. But yeah, I don't have to buy a bunch of books and supplements and everything just to keep up with my army. And there isn't a tournament out there that wouldn't let you run vampire counts if that's something you really cared about. But a lot of 40k players, I think, are put off, and Age of Sigmar players are put off when they see like the Legends Legacy stuff. People that play the specialist games, they do not care. Those are just as much a part of the game as anything else. Bobby's collecting them for Heresy Militia. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Hey, Riaz, welcome in. Welcome in on YouTube. I am building some Saturnine Terminators for Horus Heresy Age of Darkness 3rd edition. Oh, it's the newer rules that just came out. Came out in the end of July, right? But yeah, finally getting around to building these big chunky Terminators. So that's what I'm working on. How are you doing? Are you in the hobby? You paint minis or play tabletop games or anything? Go. I have those pieces. Now it wants us to put them together. It gives me 6 different ways to put these legs together. Hold on a second. The feet are modular too. Okay, I mean we can do this. Oh, okay. Let me show you this. Let me show this to you guys. Inside the leg joints, you can see. Do you see the little nubs right inside there? The little divots. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Right there. 1, 2, 3. These little divots right here. Okay. They show you here if you want to pose your leg differently. and put it on a different divot. You see that? And it tells you how the leg is bent based on the divot, which is really cool. Really cool. Wonder how much this declassified stuff is going to hurt Kill Team. Yeah. 100% the game next edition out of the game. Oh, they will be out of the game. Yeah, see, Kill Team might end up being a game that has a lot more cycle because it's a smaller game like that. So, I could see that, which really stinks. It's the 3 stages, okay. Yeah. There's not been I keep telling people this, and you know what, guys? The more I deal with this edition in these 40K, these 30K minis, the more I am absolutely blown away with the quality of everything. Between the the overall rules have been great. The level of support from GW, the way they've followed up, the amount of free rules they've put out, just all of these things, just been so good. This week we're getting more free rules for Heresy, things that people had to pay for last edition. It was in a book last edition. There's just free rules now. Okay, so we had 3. We're going to do number 2. That's what we're going to do. Classified only applies to official. Yeah, and that's how it'll work with specialist games. If there's stuff that GW doesn't allow, people don't care. So any term that's not official GW. Okay, we got that's number 3. We'll go down 1. We got 2. All right, 2 2s and 2 3s. I think these ones together. We'll put these ones together. All right, are we ready to move on? Let's move on. We want piece number 1. I know. See, a lot of Tyranids in my circle see using classified team is pointless and hurting our community. That's weird. Yeah. Tell those players to go back to 40K or whatever. So you're doing 40K and 30K with the Iron Wars. That's really cool, Riaz. Yeah. That's really cool. Got the old Battle Force with the Slaughterbound. Yeah. Oh no. Berserkers take forever to paint too. Those are some complex minis. There's the other one. That's right. I am whittling mine down though. I do not want to paint more tacticals. I have 15 breachers to paint is next on my list. And I can't do it with these Mark IIs. I gotta take a break from the Mark IIs. So I'm gonna paint some Tarantula batteries. I have heard, as far as the game goes, the Tarantula batteries, and which are, you know, the goofy little turrets, right? How many GW games have you guys heard of or played where defensive fortifications have been really good, or even good, or beyond terrible? And I have heard that Tarantula batteries are like the thing, the tournament thing, which is hilarious. And it's not because they can shoot well. It's not because they put out a lot of damage. They do shoot in they shoot in your opponent's turn. It's like a free reaction. Oh yeah, the Mark 6 are so simple. Mark 6 are a pleasure to paint. Yeah, those minis are so easy to paint. But the whole reason people use them is because they infiltrate up the deployment zone. And they block enemy movement because they're vehicles. They count as vehicles. So you block off like avenues of approaching objectives, and the enemy can't do anything about it on their first turn. They can blow them up, that's fine. Yes, Kelt, please do post a link. I might not look at it right now. I'm going to try to get these things really going, but I will definitely be looking at this after stream. I'll open it up and I'll go through this after stream because I am actually really interested in an Army of Darkness tabletop game. So yeah, first turn of the game, you have these like 4 like 30-point models. You know, in a 3,000-point game, it's not much at all. These 4 models that just completely stop your opponent from scoring points the first turn of the game. And that's it. And your opponent also gets points if you... Well, there's a rule where you get points if you kill an enemy unit in the first turn. They're easy kills. You're going to get points on them. You're going to give up points, except they have a rule called expendable. And they're expendable too. Which means your opponent, when they kill them, they score 2 less points than they would. Normally, first strike in a game is only worth 2 points to start. So that means your opponent's only scoring 1 point on first strike if they dedicate fire to the tarantulas that they have to dedicate to. It's crazy. Alright, I'm going to open this link. My computer virus killed. Did you? It's a legit like board game, isn't it? Oh, you're defending the castle. Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna read about that. I am going to look into that. Oh, you whispered link. Thank you, I appreciate that. As far as cheesy 80s or early 90s movies go, that is my favorite. I don't know how much of this I need to do. I think a lot of this will be covered by shoulder pads. So, let's see. Does this go here? Does this go on? They should be compatible. If they're not, we'll have to go back to the drawing board. That piece right there looks like it's getting in the way of it being compatible. I'll have that. Doesn't go this way, does it? Is how they go. Okay, maybe I'm missing some pieces. Let's keep looking. Sorcerer the jump pack is too much for 40k. I don't know. Flying Sorcerer would be cool. Yeah. American film guy, so where's the actual film? Okay. Oh wow, that's cool. Let's look at 2 and 3. Pieces 2 and 3. Term? Yeah, increase burnout. People gobble up those FOMO boxes, though. Seven years ago? It kickstarted... No way that game kickstarted 7 years ago. That'd be wild. Can't take a sorcerer with World Eaters? Yeah, well, yeah, it's true. Yeah. Too bad. Corn does not approve. No. Corn would not approve of my 30k army. Very much at all. Okay, let's put these little things on and see if these help. Because maybe it won't fit on. Looks like it's supposed to fit there. We can check some things too. If these don't fit, that's okay. We'll figure out what's up. We might have to trim some pieces down, or I might just have to reprint the pieces. Yeah, if GW keeps pumping out new minis and new FOMO boxes every month or whatever, like, they're going to be good. It's just, can you keep up with that? I mean, at this point, billion-dollar corporation, they probably can keep up with it. Something. You know what? No, I did save some of them. Okay. These ones didn't turn out. These prints were out pretty bad, but I don't think they worked at all. Let's see. Yeah, these were different. So this was the same creator made these, and people requested that he make this piece compatible with the plastic kit. So he said that this is the compatible with plastic ones. I just need to see how it's compatible with plastic. Maybe. About cutting those tabs. I don't want to start cutting plastic though if I don't have to. Because that's supposed to fit all the way in. It's supposed to be nice and snug. What? I see an issue. Yeah. That's fair, Valios. That is fair. Yeah. Fortune and tank. Wait until close to start blasting or stand like. Yeah. Yep. Hey, you know what though? I know World Eaters in 30K were known for having a, giant tank core and liking their big guns too. They weren't all just chainsaw wielding maniacs. They were just quick and brutal. Look this up real quick. Oh, where are these pieces? There you are. Oh, okay, that's great. Who made this? It's not up. He made Saturnine stuff that's called I Am Knuff. It's pink. Yeah, I got a Saturnine. Yeah, they'd probably work better as Obliterator proxies. Yeah, I think they're on the same size base as Obliterators. Five-year cycle for GW games would be incredible, even if that means a slower release schedule for codexes.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
Hey, thank you for joining the Patreon, Riaz. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Don't want to mess with these roadblocks here. I really think that goes in there, but I'd be trimming that piece and that piece. And then trimming some of this plastic down. And I think it should fit in. Yeah, screw it. Let's try it. Start simple here. $30K is for the solid nerds. Very strict on color schemes and emblems, yeah. I haven't seen people painting Heresy Minis with their own schemes unless it's Solar Auxilia or Mechanicum. People kind of, you know, they're able to make up their own stuff really easily. Yeah, that's just been my experience, though. I haven't really seen that. Taking all these tabs off. Black Shields, yeah, Black Shields are a way to do that. If you want to paint a little bit of everything, Shattered Legions, which I think are Shattered Legions and Black Shields are coming in October, right? We're getting rules for those. Alright, let's take a look. Okay, we need to cut down these pieces, yeah. Yeah, this week is Inductii, guys. I have no idea how they're going to do Inductii. They could just be Tactical Marines with a special reaction. So, brace yourselves. If that's it, no, that's is what it is. Okay, now it won't go in. Stopping me. Just this whole piece right here. Shattered Legion with Luna Wolves? Yeah, people do it. People definitely do stuff like that. I've seen lots of Luna Wolves. Question if I should paint the Plague scheme or the Night Lord scheme. That's a good question. What sounds like more fun to paint? Okay. My own paint scheme is half of what I do. What things are painted where I are my Custodes, yeah. Okay, and I think again these top parts here. Let's shave these down some more. Something like that. Of course, we're officially in 30K. Yeah. Not running demons. You should run a militia as a proxy army. And I'm starting to think that these don't really fit. That is a bit disappointing. Let's check one more thing. Started Heresy Army but missed the first box as I lost my job. I finished off my 4 40k armies, but now Priest coming to AOS, and so Horus Heresy's definitely off. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, so these are the ones I printed. And I'm still not seeing how they're fitting, because I guess if we pull out the proper chess pieces here and we put them together, they fit flush. It's this piece right here, or these things. You know what? And that's another issue. Or does this go on this side? That goes on that side. But these are different divots. A game like World War II Napoleon. Yeah, it's like a more historical. Yeah, it's like a pseudo-historical game. Was at the gas station. Kept trying to fill medium. Small kind of. Oh, weird. Huh. Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah. That's basically what this is. I'm thinking, though, unfortunately, I do want to try a few more attempts at something here. Because it says these are supposed to be used with plastic, but they are definitely not compatible. Now, are these things compatible in any way? How does this thing go on? Let me see here. Okay, let's put the feet on the mini. Put the head on, and they have like a cowl. The cowl should go in right there. Looking like maybe that won't fit either. Should be nice if that would fit. Let's just keep going and see. Sons of Malice? Yeah, I've heard them. Let's go piece number 5. Let's try this. Sits right there. Can I at least get these things out of it? How does the by Forge World do the Primarchs? Yeah, so Kelt, I have painted 5 Primarchs at this point. About half of them were like legitimate Forge World, the other half were recasts. The recasts were fine. The quality of Forge World is way beyond what the recasters do. when you get into the detail of a mini like a Primarch, you can easily tell the difference between a recast and the actual mini. So, you know, my experience with Forge World has all been really good. The only negatives that I have really dealt with when it comes to Forge World, okay, that's how that goes on. Man, I really don't like that. The only negatives have been like some warping and some like really small parts, but all of that is like really easy to work around. Yeah, so this piece I think will necessarily fit in here. It'll leave a weird gap behind. Let's see if let's clean it up and down the mini that we have. Yeah, and I would imagine at some point also, if Heresy keeps going and keeps growing and everything, I could see plastic Primarchs in Heresy. I've actually heard the rumor that Angron and Latara Sarin are among the last resin characters that Forge World is doing for Heresy. See, that fits so nicely. Yeah, so this piece just doesn't really fit into this. Yeah, I think that's worth a message, because he said it was for plastic, but this is the only pieces that he's making. Oh my goodness. Get out of here, Zen. Stop having fun in my chat. Scouring Primarchs, maybe. Yeah, plastic Heresy Primarchs would be great. Yep. It's gonna be Magnus. He's gonna be the first one. Thousand Suns are getting all the attention this edition. Not too bad. If my mistakes get covered up with this, I really don't want to use these plastic pieces, especially since I just spent all day printing the metal ones. Yeah, that all gets covered up though. Oh, that little back piece, that might be an issue. The shoulders will cover it. Dorn. I don't know. I think GW kind of forgot about Dorn also. And Tacticals 5 Terrors assembled. Nice. Very cool, Zen. Alright. Well, I don't know where to go from here. Yeah, that's a disappointment. He advertised these as being compatible with the plastic, and it definitely is not. So, oh, that's okay. It doesn't need to be there. Yep, not compatible with plastic. That's too bad. These didn't like crunch down or something, did they? Like they didn't like warp in the printer? I don't think so. Yeah, your Terror Squad, just your hodgepodge. You're gonna be the guy that slows down all the games because you're you gotta fire every weapon. It's just like 10 different weapons on 10 different guys. I don't think that messed up either. These are the heads I got. They have like little tuning forks on them. Okay, one last thing I'm going to mess around with. I want to see if I can get this piece to sit in. No, I don't think that's going to work. That's not going to go in there. Yeah. Make fun of my dude's tuning forks, okay? They can't help it, they need it. Well, that's a little disappointing. I was really hoping that these would turn out a little easier, that they would work, which so that's what I was working on. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to message the guy on Instagram and see, because there's some other things that are issues. Like this is a ball socket here. It's like a divot, when if you look at the actual piece, it's like, what is that, like convex or whatever. So I imagine the arm sockets will be concave, which means they wouldn't be compatible with this piece. Wherever they are. And that actually makes me wonder. I gotta check one more thing. Yeah, so it's multiple parts at this point that just don't work, which is really unfortunate. Because I paid like $2 for these STLs. Okay, question is the head fit inside of here? And I don't even think the head fits inside of here. Definitely can't put it in that way, but let me see. Let's see what these normal heads are pretty big. Yep, I'm gonna write a very strongly worded Instagram message. Oh, okay. That's a. It doesn't. Okay, it doesn't go all the way in like that. So, all right, let's try this again. This head, I think it sticks up a little too much anyway. It's like bulging like right at the front. It's exactly what it's gonna be. I'm just gonna ask, like, clarify, like, hey, you say they're compatible with plastic, but like, is there like something I'm missing? Is there like an update to the file I didn't get, even though my file says compatible with plastic? Yep, it is. It is bulging out the front. Yeah, the heads don't even work with the plastic. So literally nothing in this print set that I got is compatible with the plastic minis. So that is kind of big old disappointment. Yeah, yep. So definitely gonna message this dude. Shame. Such a shame. Gotta get a bike and load with all quotes? No, 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 no. We don't need quotes. We never had quotes. What's up, Troy? All the Inceptors have the weird heads. You like, yeah, you gotta put like the big collar around them. Yeah. Alright, guys. Well, I'm gonna call the stream there. I'm gonna write this person a letter, but we're kind of at an impasse with these minis. So I'm gonna call the stream there. Um, and I'm gonna be on tomorrow. I think we're gonna be painting Votann tomorrow. So we're gonna try to paint some Votann characters and everything. Have some fun with that, and see what we can't get done this week. See if we can't just like finish all the things I have. But I do want to say thank you guys for coming to hang out tonight. It was a really nice chat with everybody. I hope everybody had a great weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Good night, everybody.